this?
It's a good question. Where is the power?
Do I have? Let me see something. Workshop, not workshop. It's
Looking for it in saved objects for fun?
yep. I'm not. I'm gonna look for it in something else.
I
But where did
should
I find
have it.
something else? It's in search. Yeah, I
Let's
should
see.
probably.
Let's see. Where's the power thing? Lock token, board. There we
There we
are.
go. Power. Yippee! Finally. Can't believe the basic TTS doesn't give you power.
Okay, and I'll remove the other objects because those are not needed.
It wants Maleficent to win, even though you have to have power anyways. It's like, I mean, you could just do it the old-fashioned way and grab power from the power cauldron.
True,
No,
just
no.
can't count with tokens.
No.
What you have to do in real life anyways.
Okay, so
We're not in real
Zlay
life,
and
are we?
well, that's right. We can move. So we need to randomly determine which of you goes first this round, and which of you gets the second player benefits, if you will.
Candyland or the die?
Candyland might not work since we're in here, so we're gonna probably have to do a coin flip.
Okay. I mean, Candyland can work
The
if
dice
nobody.
works.
Candyland
The
does
dice
work
does
if you're
work?
not spectating.
Yeah.
Everything works.
Oh, well, if it works, then it works.
As long as you become like black or gray, it'll exclude you.
So let's see, change color.
There you go, you're excluded.
Game master. That sounds fun.
Mhm.
Game Master lets you see people's
See the
hands.
hand. Yep.
Luckily, I'm not the one who's broadcasting. But wait, no, that is a problem. Okay, I'm gonna go.
Give it to Wako, right? Yeah.
Even if you are recording, it doesn't matter. Because, like, you
Okay.
can see both people's hands and stuff.
That's a good point. So, do you want a wacko to be able to see?
What is wrong with these? God.
There. Waco can see what their cards are.
Okay.
Alright. Oh my god. Chat. We're not making it out of this one.
Okay. So, did we roll the dice already?
No, you do it. Somebody do it. No, I don't wanna.
Okay.
I ruined my own chances like that.
Okay, so Zlay, you will be going first this first game, and then good ol' is it Xeyes?
I put my damn bio, man. The hell.
It's Zlay? It's Slay with a Z.
Well, I mean like Xeyes.
Yippee.
Is it Xeyes?
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Is it Xeyes or like
Yeah, it's
how do you
correct.
I was
pronounce it?
called it Xeyes.
Zayas. I like that.
Sure, whatever.
But it's Xeyes. Okay.
Okay.
I was just going how I've always thought it was pronounced, but interesting.
So oh my gosh, sorry, it's hard for me to think of pronouncing it.
I guess we'll head over to our own chat.
Correct, Zlay and Dives. If you could head to your own chat and we'll get going.
Goodbye.
And I'll pull up that form. And who's recording in the end between us?
I believe Waco's recording.
Okay, I will gander that. Let's see. This is match 3. This is match ID 3.
Okay.
So, do you think they have timer questions, or?
I don't know. Maybe? Because it looks like the timer's paused, and like they aren't doing anything right now.
Zlay is typing. Oh, okay.
Why do they need a new one?
Oh, it's something. Oh, I cannot interact with it because I'm a spectator. Okay.
Yeah, only black can interact with it. Black, blue, and pink are
What's
the
funny
only
is I
ones
could
that
change
can
its
interact.
color. Let's see. Let's change its color. Then I'll be black. Okay.
Yeah.
The only
Oh,
problem is every
now we're
time you
go.
do it,
Oh
it has to
yeah.
rotate through it. That's why I was noting. Okay, it's ready. Let's give Wacko his color back. Ah, my gosh, this is so annoying.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the fun part about everything. And now you have to go back to gray. Wait,
Not anymore
I mean technically,
because
yeah.
technically at this point, I am still technically a spectating. It just now I would be a color on the dice.
Okay.
Wacko will see their hands though.
Yeah, there's a way for us to see their hands if they were to do it correctly, because you can go into hidden, and then like I can.
Yeah, that's okay. I've pretty much spectated only with knowing what's on the field. So did
Yeah.
he just? So he just the Maleficent is discarding, but she used Dragon Form immediately to respond to the fate. Boy, a
Oh
lot
wow.
happened when blinking.
Yeah.
I forget these villains kind of play very straightforward and very fast.
Yeah. And are they both the newer ones? Yeah.
Yeah, they're both new versions. And Zlay was in the final four of Wicked League, and he actually played a Maleficent in the Wicked League
Oh, nice.
finals.
Nice. So
But
we have
not Manu Maleficent.
Cackling Goon. Ooh, Lady Cluck.
Lady Cluck. Now this is interesting
Oh,
because Lady Luck cannot be moved to the jail.
I'm surprised they didn't play it to the church to block 2 power and to keep Rhino guards from killing it immediately if something else comes out.
I guess
We
Maleficent's anticipating the double fates. Or sorry, anticipating Prince John to be focusing on fading her. So he's trying to deny Prince John benefits of that.
Well, I would even do Nottingham over that then to completely block a thing.
I think the thing was though is Maleficent realized. Well, I guess she already knew she was blocked on her other fate location, so
Ooh,
maybe yeah, that would have been good.
putting a green fire at that 3 power gain location.
It's a
That
thing.
is
Did he choose to vanish? Was that something that just happened? He vanished and played Green Fire?
maybe,
That
but
that is a
still,
strong play. And
I
technically,
always
one of the things you can do is if he moves to the cottage, he can move Green Fire to where Maleficent is. Yeah, I could see that. Because that way it prevents when Prince Philip comes out from immediately getting rid of Green Fire. Or sorry, King Stefan.
well,
Prevent King
yeah, but
Stefan from destroying Green Fire. But
uh,
did he move it in the end, or no? Oh, he was there. See, with Prince John now, fading sometimes helps him because of beautiful, lovely taxes.
yeah, I always I always put
Prince
green
John.
fire.
Sorry, Little John. Little John comes out early.
Oh, I forgot that Little John is now Robin Hood.
Yeah, that's a bit of humor. And he's strong enough, I don't think it's easy to move him. That's right. Is Prince John's things that move heroes now have a strength limit or something on it?
I'm not sure. I don't play the new Prince John very much. I prefer the old one better. But also, Prince John is not one of my main characters that I like to play. So
See,
I think
and
he's
now
kind of
that
boring.
he's got that early fate pressure, oh,
Oh, oof, that's gonna suck.
that's like like the fate that can't be moved to the jail, the fate that reduces his power collection abilities, and you don't really. Ooh,
Oh, well, he killed Little John. He's like, get him out of here.
using Sir Hiss to get that fate action still.
Yeah,
This is a pretty strong fate war right now.
that it is.
And unfortunately, I argue Maleficent's in a little bit of a tough spot here with how many heroes are blocking her second fate in this fate war.
Well, I mean, Prince John's also 0 power right now, so.
We're talking progress towards win conditions. Technically, I think Maleficent could win in 2 turns right now. As long as she figures out a way to get more power.
Yeah. That's the only thing holding her back.
Yeah, that lack of start of turn condition means I was actually surprised because I thought New Maleficent, when I first looked at her, was a straight up nerf. With the only real buff being that lack of start of turn. But
Yeah.
when I play tested her a few times, it really didn't seem as much. Granted, it does suck that he literally just got rid of his own curse.
Yeah.
They're playing really
I guess
fast.
the
I'm
spot
impressed.
that yeah. I guess the spot that I would generally put green fire wouldn't be good and competitive because of a fate war.
Yeah, and that's the real trick on green fires. And also one of the flaws in Maleficent's board is all of her development is literally saddled into 2 areas with no fates.
Yeah. Because I
Those,
almost never go to the forest or King Stephen's castle unless I need to fate because somebody's about to win. But those locations are pretty useless for the most part.
Did you say the forest was useless?
Oh, no,
No, okay.
I meant the castle in the mountains.
The
The
castle
forest
in the mountains.
and yeah.
I was gonna say the forest is like technically if you just vanish. One game I've won was where I just simply vanished repeatedly in the forest and kept discarding and cycling as fast as I could.
Yeah, that's also generally where I vanish. So,
I have
we've
vanished
yet
on one of the fate locations before, but luckily the move actions are a little spread between development and other areas.
putting all of her curses at the same location.
That is a strategy. And there's 3 there, so granted it's annoying to have green fire there.
Yeah.
I honestly, if I was Maleficent, I would have played it on the forest intentionally, so I could choose to move to the cottage. But maybe she's not planning to go to the cottage for a while. Oh, 4 curses there.
Why are you?
I can see the point of it, because part of how she can win out of nowhere is quite literally moving curses off of it.
Yeah, but you have your move action blocked.
One of them. The other is
That's
just
true.
guarded by a curse, and if she gets the Raven, that doesn't necessarily matter, because all she has to
Yeah.
use the move action on the top of one. It's also not
Yeah.
safe to put curses where the hero already is, as at that point there's plenty of fates that can just remove him. Yeah, but I think he's having trouble finding that Raven. Yeah, the Raven's almost even more pivotal and with this new Maleficent.
Prince John's almost half there. Half
Hasn't gotten
without Robin Hood.
yeah.
I forget about the Robin Hood and Joe.
It does make that new Prince John a little intriguing, but that lack of start of turn it also hits other villains hard. And his now higher fate control. Yeah, that's at least what I've noticed about the new Prince John is because of their fate interaction capabilities now. They really can handle their fates a lot better and can even almost set up the fates how you want them.
Hmm. We still have 3 out of 4 of the curses. With
Oh, you got a dragon
just
form
gotta
out.
move them away. What is Dragon Form doing? Gain 3
Dragon
power.
form lets him defeat a 3 strength or less hero. And then if he is fated before his next turn, he gains 3 power.
Yeah. The problem is for me, whenever I play Dragon form, I only ever get to defeat the hero. I never get the power because everybody's just like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna fate you now."
Yeah, and that happened. We saw Prince John choose not to pick his fate territories. So it's at least a deterrent to fates, especially since, in this case, our Prince John was putting pressure on. And as of right now, they're basically using about the same amount of time.
Yeah, that's what I see for the most part. Is for the most part, everybody uses about the same amount of time.
Oh, yeah. No one seems to have gone past 15 minutes per player yet. Okay.
Yeah, I need to. I need
Ooh,
to watch the others. I've started watching them, but haven't
this
finished.
might have a record for me. This is the quickest game I've seen in the matchup so far. Oh, if he could just play one right now, he wins. He wins.
Maleficent.
Yeah, it's instant. Not start a turn anymore.
And without the Raven, that
Yeah,
is a flex in
without the
itself.
Raven. Okay, I'm
Wait,
gonna.
this Raven says curses can't be played to
Yeah,
his
it's as I
location.
said. Maleficent essentially is nerfed in every way except the start of turn. Okay, I'm gonna go
I,
to them and help them get their next game set up.
okay.
Oh, shoot. You've been helping around, right? I just
Yes.
realized if I leave this, will the voice channel disappear if I leave this?
No.
Okay, good.
No. What was Prince John's power at?
15.
Okay.
So he.
So it was a close game.
It was. It's
He just
a hard balance. As soon as
Robin.
Prince John kept the pressure off, it let Mal develop. Okay, so Mal gets to go
I feel like
PJ's first. Okay.
this may be our first one where it's not 2-0. I feel like Prince John might be able to get a win. Ooh,
To be
Sheriff of
fair,
Nottingham, turn 1.
funny enough, unless he's. Oh yeah, he's probably evading, I was gonna say. Oh, he's vanishing for the fate. Oh,
Lady Clock.
that's a great early play normally. Well, not the best, but you know. Let's see, I need to make sure to actually fill out that form. So who went first last game, remind me?
I believe it was Maleficent.
That's right, because it was pink. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I put that form in the rule sheet.
So,
Oh boy, they play so
Maleficent
fast.
actually gets a Raven out this. They really do. Maleficent already has Raven out, and that was her turn 2,
Well, it's kind of
I believe.
fortunate for both of them that they both got some of their more powerful things early on. Granted, I guess the one problem with the Raven is it denies. It denies curses.
That's one thing that I'm curious why they added. Because, wasn't it supposed to be easier?
Well, so they meant the game to be easier for beginners with Introduction to Evil. So that's why they removed like lock tokens and they did several things. And the start of turn thing, which is apparently confusing. I think, at least mechanically, the problem with Raven, especially with start of turn ruling, I think the problem is the Raven moves around freely, right? That means all suddenly you could place a curse.
Yeah.
If it didn't have that, you could place a curse on its location as the last resort, using the play card action that the Raven potentially could give you.
Yeah. Yeah. Theoretically, in the old one, you could play 3 curse. Or I guess you could do it in 1-2. You could, if you have enough power and you have 3 curses in your hand, you can play 3 curses in 1 turn. Just move the Raven to go play a card, and
The
then
only trick is
go to the forest.
I think the only problem is it leaves an opening for the opponent to try and stop you. And if I remember correctly, depending on the curses you have, there's at least 5, maybe 6. If you don't have heroes on your board that could stop you. Anyway, it's not really, and that's why I think this new Maleficent might be a secret powerhouse. Just because of that lack of start of turn thing, there's all suddenly no response time.
Yeah.
Did he move anything this turn?
Um,
The Maleficent? No?
I think just the Raven.
Hmm.
I don't think so.
Because
They really do play very fast.
yeah, like we're barely 3 minutes in, and PJ's already got Robin Hood into the jail and is revving up power.
Oh, jeez, Robin. Oh. Yeah, I think this is
Maleficent.
gonna be our first one where it's not
What's funny is
a 2-0.
I know for a fact right now the Maleficent still can pull off a, like, if they get to play, they could play 3 curses or move a curse, there's a chance that they could win in 2 turns, which is actually a little quicker than I can see Prince John winning.
I think it all depends on the steal from the rich game.
It really depends, I think, on what our friend Zlay has in their hand.
That too. Because, I mean, they can get some curses out pretty quickly. And at least this game, they have the Raven. They can
That's
still
true.
do power
The
games.
Raven is okay. So they got another curse and a vanquish action out of the ordeal. Okay. So at least is immune to
Cowardice.
3. What's cowardice do? Remind me.
Cowardice. During their turn, if another player defeats a hero, you may play Cowardice. Reveal the top 4 cards of your fate deck. You may play a hero, discard the rest.
So let's see.
So I would just.
I'm just saying during the turn, if another player defeats a hero, you may play cowardice. I guess you can play both of them. Okay. I had a question with another player the previous day about double condition, active versus passive triggering, if you will.
Yeah. Speaking of triggering, there's
Ooh, he's so close to. Honestly, I'd be
this
tempted to.
is
He's moving the Raven? Oh. See, at this point, I think he's just looking for 2 curses to play.
probably.
Have we seen Prince Philip this game yet?
I don't think so.
Actually, no, we have. He's in the discard pile.
Oh. Mm.
Ooh.
Oof. That. If Lady Cluck goes away, that could be a very big mistake.
It can.
You don't want to put a whole bunch of power on one person.
Okay, that sort
Because
of
if you
truth
do
is
that,
going to be a nuisance.
what is the sort of truth?
The Sword of Truth gives the hero +2 strength, and the cost to play cursed allocation is increased by 2 power. So it makes the curses more expensive to be played there.
And both
of those. So basically,
locations have.
it's almost better for him to worry about moving them rather than.
Yeah. Because, let's see. Prince John.
Funnies, he can actually vanquish the one that's on King Stephen's castle and get power for it. In fact, he'd get 5 power for it right now. And that would just mean he loses all his allies there, but I think that's still worth it to get that power and get that location clear. Oh, he's not vanquishing.
Personally, for Prince John, I would go to Friar Tuck's church and beat Lady, and then
all that
you would
power
only have to
back?
worry about power.
Immediately pays the 2 power to get
Right.
clever disguise off of her. Oh boy.
Yep. Go there.
Battle for
Yeah. Gain 8 power, but make it 9 because of the 1 power. And yeah, now he only needs 3 power. Oh, why are you? Oh, because I guess. Yeah, I
remind me what
guess.
King Hubbard does. I always forget. Move 1 ally from each adjacent location to his location. Ooh. He can only be played to one of two areas right now, and it moves all the allies to that. He can move any allies to that location. So if he does that, he can
This
also
is
play a
good.
curse there.
Oof. Wait, when
So
dream is... What is this dream?
it reduces the strength of King Hubbard.
What disc... When it is played, okay.
Yeah, he realized King Hubbard really doesn't help him out here. The fact it would technically...
Come on, be our...
See, at this point, it seems like those
Oh.
curses... He needs to play two things in one turn. And the Raven would let him do that.
I don't know. Oh. Who's winning? Who's winning? Who won?
Oh, PJ won because all he has to do is get 3 power and he wins instantly. No start of turn.
Yay!
So
This is our
PJ
first...
won. This is our first triple. Okay, I'm gonna head over there and
Yay!
boy, this is a first. This is our first triple.
Hey, Waco, if you're there, we're having our first triple.
Whew. Okay, just a second. I need to take notes here real quick, and I'll head over there to
Okay.
help communicate stuff.
Moving on to...
Okay, New Mao has decided to go first. This is interesting because so far I think whenever people have decided if they're going first or second, they've always decided first. Isn't that intriguing?
Yeah, I probably more than likely would want the mulligan, depending on my hand. But if you have a good hand, then yeah, first is a good thing.
I think a lot of it comes down to if the player really wants to fate their first turn. If they want to block their opponent's fate action almost immediately, if you will.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's easier to do that if you fate them before their turn. But another factor I'm kind of wondering here, because I was looking at like just if you're trying to have a villain win as quick as possible, by like even if no one fates them, if you will. I was noting how just going second alone improves your odds almost exponentially, like a 1% chance of having your fastest win, if you will, increases to 5% just because of that mulligan.
Nice.
With some villains. It's not true for every villain. Maleficent might be one of the ones
I'm
I'd agree
personally
with that.
yeah. I'm curious why they play their warrants to a location where there's already a hero. Because I generally play them to a location that doesn't have a hero. So even if they do want to block, I guess that's yeah. I
So,
don't understand putting it there.
putting what where, sorry?
The warrant at Sherwood Forest when there is already a hero there.
It's because he knows Robin Hood's gonna go there. When Robin Hood is played, he's played to the Sherwood Forest. So it's
Yes, that
guaranteed
makes sense.
power in future. But you're right. In fact, the two most common places for the warrant I have seen with New Prince John is, let's see, what is that location called?
There's
The
Sherwood
third
Forest,
location.
Firetuck Church, and Nottingham.
The first and third
Nottingham.
location.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like with me for Prince John, I generally always stack, or I have a warrant at each location if I can. But
It's a
I
good way to do
generally
it
always
too.
play it to Friar Tuck's Church first.
A secret kind of strat that kind of works sometimes is Prince John intentionally getting more heroes out than just Robin Hood and playing them to the jail with a bunch of
I feel
warrants in the
like
jail.
yeah. I feel like the new Maid Marian is kind of pointless
Yeah,
because
the only
most of
real
the time
benefit.
you already have Robin Hood. So like why would you play Maid Marian over, because I don't see a reason to have Maid Marian out over another card to help them find Robin Hood.
See, the real trick with Maid Marian is, especially right now that Robin Hood's already out, if he vanquishes Robin Hood and then vanquishes Maid Marian, all of a suddenly Robin Hood gets moved back to the Sherwood Forest. It's basically giving them their life. So Maid Marian essentially more or less becomes an easy place to store a ton of power because Prince John doesn't want to kill Maid Marian if he's already vanquished Robin Hood.
I guess that's true.
So
Is I
that's like the one thing I really see about her now.
because it used to be I would always just throw her in jail because I wouldn't want Robin Hood out.
And that's a fair thing most of the time, and that's what most Robin Hood players will do still. It's just now it's a good place to make it tempting for them to still vanquish her. Suddenly all that power storing has an easy target.
Or yeah.
Ooh, we have allies at a bunch of locations. They play so fast. I don't even have time to think.
Like one of them's 3 minutes in and one of them's 2 minutes in, and we're I don't know how many turns in.
Prince John's game plan is by far, I think,
They really
one of the simplest.
just gain power. Now I'm curious if anybody's ever tried winning as Prince John by not spending a single power and just
I have seen
gaining.
it happen, although that was in a very casual game, and it was a multiplayer game, so not as easy in 1v1, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. I
Never
generally prefer multiplayer games.
That's fair. So we have
I mean,
3 allies. Very playable scenario as long as he gains power. The Maleficent I'm referring to, I guess.
they just
He's
need 2
got the
more
staff.
curses.
Yeah, so if he moves to the forest and has 2 curses that are As long as one of the curses is 2 power, he could win.
Yeah, you could have a Forest of Thorns and something else, and he would be able to get it.
Mhm.
Because we don't have the Raven out this game yet.
Gains no power from Father and Night. Aurora or Stefan? Oh, Stefan will kill Forest of Thorns, but it doesn't have a green fire, which is actually kind of nice for Maleficent, because she doesn't have to worry about losing green fire for a bit.
Well, would it Aurora would have probably. I probably would have done Aurora
Let's see. In
just
this
to
case,
get another hero,
if you were Fate, if I was the
since there was
Fater,
no green fire.
yeah, that I would agree, because then Keek Stefan could be his ETB could be more useful later.
Yeah.
If it is a hero play, yeah, and Aurora would give a second Fate, which actually might have been pretty
Yeah.
detrimental.
And I mean, Aurora would have discarded it too, so I see no reason to play King Stefan.
Yeah, I agree.
Unless you. I mean, because moving her wouldn't have. I guess moving her
Good.
did
I was gonna
something,
say if
but
he
not
gained
a
3
whole
power,
lot.
something was wrong. Glad he caught that. Keeping track of all the little power you lose from having Little John out is always intriguing. Raven is out.
Yeah.
Discards a few cards. Raven being out will be nice.
Yeah. But now we only have one curse out.
Yeah. Still possible, but you need money or move actions. Or sorry, you just need money. I think
Yeah.
really that's the big problem here, is they just need money at this point. And I guess in 2 turns it is possible still. Oh, Maleficent has to play with their hand revealed, I believe is what this one does. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a condition. Let's see. Okay. Basically if they defeat
Now
a
we
hero
can
with 3
see
or more
Maleficent.
yeah. Now we can see Maleficent's hand without having to That's so funny, he had the condition to get River immediately.
Oh man. Now it's back to being a secret once they draw this 2 cards.
It's okay. It's just funny. Okay.
Oh well.
King Stefan's
It was
gone now
nice while
too.
it lasted. Yeah.
Honestly, I think next turn we could see a win out of Maleficent. Because all she has to do is, if she has 3 curses in hand and uses the Raven to get a 3rd play card action, she'll have 6 power and 3 play cards. With a discount on all curses.
Yeah.
It's interesting to
It
think
is
about, isn't
possible.
it? And there's 9 curses in the deck, right? And in the
Something
discard
like
pile, I'm
that.
pretty sure there's only one. There's 1 curse in there. So there's 7 more curses between her hand and her deck right now.
And
So
her deck has 6 cards.
mm-hmm.
So there's
So
a
70% chance.
Well, did they
So-
discard anything last turn? Because if they didn't discard, then we know 2 of their cards. So just because
That's a good
of
point. So there's in that case, it's probably only 2. She did this. I don't remember actually, but yeah. Oh, she went. She's going for. Those are the 2 curses she didn't have in hand, which means 5 of the 6 cards are curses. Meaning,
she just Yeah,
think of it like
yeah,
this.
she can probably win this turn.
Next turn, she pretty much wins in a lot of ways, regardless of what fate is pulled. Because she could still probably play 3 of the set curses in hand. Instead of just moving them. Of course, she's gonna move them.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh.
Is this?
Whoo.
Yeah.
Okay.
What would have the fate have been?
Well, we got guards and guards. Unfortunately, I don't think
So
there's a single
useless.
fate that would have just straight up stopped this. Because she had an extra curse in hand. She could have played 3 curses rather than just moved one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Maleficent could have won by a factor of 50% extra even. Whoo! Okay. Should I invite him back here to
Yeah.
come to our voice for a brief discussion?
That's what I would do.
Come to our voice for a brief discussion. Whoo! Our first free gamer, all of which were the quickest games I have on record.
Hello.
Okay. Our first
Hi.
3 gamer.
They were very close games.
Oh,
Yeah, you also
indeed. Go
They
for it.
were really good games.
Mm-hmm.
They're also the 3 fastest
Oh.
games I've seen so far in our Battle Royale.
I'm a very fast player, and sometimes that comes back to bite me.
I think even with it you being fast, it was very well controlled. It seemed like most of the time things were going smoothly, so.
Thank you. I don't have the most experience with new Mal. I'm mostly just coasting off of what I know from old Mal.
And that seemed to play very well. Honestly, that last game, I was super excited because I was like, yeah, there's 7 curses left between her hand and her deck,
No,
which is
all
10
my curses were at
cards.
the bottom that game.
And
I
what
was
are the
like,
odds?
where are they? And like Bird
Yeah.
coming out so soon was very nice.
So I
Yeah,
was keeping track, and I was like, the odds that you have 3 curses in hand and could play 3 in a turn is very high right now.
yeah. It's
Mal.
So since you've played the original Mao, and this is really, would you say it's like one of your first times playing new Mao? To be fair.
one of the first. Yeah,
So
got a
how
little
does she
familiar with
feel
it, but
compared to the regular Maleficent for you?
bad. The problem
Okay.
is her allies, because you have to play her allies to play curses, which okay, that makes sense. But because you have to do that, that means you can't use them to defeat heroes. So that means you're a lot more dependent on dragon form now. Um, that's probably the biggest change. That's the problem. The start of turn is very nice, but not overly impactful, honestly, because of the ally change. It's just
Overall, I would say overall, do you feel like it was faster, same, slower? I don't know.
I would say that it is slower, but it's more. I'm more guaranteed a win eventually.
Gotcha.
But I personally like the roulette of the original Mao. You can blitz there fast, but you might get screwed with the fate deck.
Gotcha. Okay.
Here you will get through with the fate deck, but with the bird coming out, you can get around it eventually. It will just take a while.
Okay.
I think the Raven's interesting in this one because it's says you can't play curses to his location, whereas in the older Maleficent, you
Yeah,
play curses.
and he cost 1 more power.
Also, generally, Raven would be the only ally I would ever. Yeah, that's also very interesting.
I honestly
I'm
don't think the
curious
Raven
why they
changes.
made him a 4 power.
I don't think the Raven change is all that impactful. You just since she has 3 play cards at a bottom, it's kind of like you can play around him and then move with the top. Yeah, I'm not. I think the Raven change is fine.
Is there any retrospectives you
The
guys have? I'm
first-
curious.
Xeyes. In the first game, on the last turn, did you have a greed in hand?
Did I have a greed hand? Last turn, I think I discarded it before I did the greed. Before you had the 6
No.
power, I discarded it beforehand. No.
Okay.
I could not have played it and won that turn. No.
Yeah, if I had taken that gamble, which I should have, I could have won on that turn. I would have had the 1 extra power I needed because I was 1 power short of winning the second game.
Oh, one big thing that both of us had questions about Xeyes is why didn't you play Aurora? Why'd you play King Stefan? I believe it was. Was it
one?
this?
Right? Is
Second?
this one that?
Was it the second game or the?
This game. It was this
Something
game.
It was
Third
the
one.
second.
Okay. Well, because honestly, there wasn't any like, curses out that could be discarded other than Forest of Thorns, and I just didn't want them to get much value from fading me. So I just got rid of Forest of Thorns and just made that if they want to fade me, they have to just gain 1 power and that's it, or do whatever the Raven has. Because there's no other curses at that time that was discardable. And Fauna was in discard pile, so yeah,
but
there's
Aurora
nothing.
would have done this. Yeah,
Aurora
Aurora would have
would
done the same thing and allowed you to play another hero, possibly.
No, I wanted it so that he can't. I moved to the fate so that he cannot get good value if he wants to fate me this next turn. Because there's no good people to play because Fauna is the first phase. So I can't get rid of the Dream of Sleep. And
Oh,
there's no other Force of Thorns. I think there's just Dream of Sleeps and Force of Thorn, and I got rid of that 1 Force of Thorn. I just didn't want him to get value from fading me next turn. Like Aurora would have been nice, but like, it wouldn't have been any crazy hero because there was going to be nothing that helped me at that time. Especially if I got another 4 strength, it would have been kind of bad for me.
yeah, I guess I can see the point there. You were trying to reduce the effectiveness of fading you. Okay. I guess that's fair.
Yeah. There is value in making fates less optimal. It's just really, do you stop them from fading me or do you stop them from making progress, which is always a choice you have to be considering.
It's kind of it's an option. I always just kind of stop them from fading me because if you do stuff, basically.